almost won for you.
I
You really
gotta
like
piss.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Mario.
So, I actually looked up the symptoms for that. Okay, I was telling Isaac here about how when I have trouble sleeping, I'm prescribed muscle relaxers for my back. However,
For your dick.
I abuse them on occasion.
Whoa. I guess
It's
that
a
wasn't what
moth.
I was supposed to do.
Skidlow's a moth.
Fuck, dude.
Okay,
Nice
Skidlow's a
Skiplow
big old
lore.
moth, and
Is he one of the
wigging
fuzzy
out.
ones?
Yeah, he's one of the fuzzy ones.
Dude, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'll put him in a jar and then I'll put him outside.
I love you,
Um,
Skiplow.
I love you, Skidlow. Uh, so every now and then, like, if I'm having it usually takes a long time for me to fall asleep anyway. But if I'm having a night where I'm in bed for 3 hours just staring at the fucking clock, you know,
Yeah.
I'll take muscle relaxers to knock myself out because I won't be able to sleep until fucking daybreak otherwise. Um, and I got work and shit. I can't be doing that. I'll fucking be a bear at work. Uh, so, like, I'll take muscle relaxers. I'll only take 2, and they're each like 5 milligrams. And holy shit, I wake up hours later, like not fucking 4 hours. I'm talking like 8, 9 hours later. I'll wake up and I'll open my eyes and shit's just blurry. Like no amount of rubbing my eyes will unblur my shit. And I'll like walk and I'll stand up and my ears are ringing and it feels like I'm walking through mud, but I gotta fight through it and I gotta get to the bathroom and I gotta deposit some wicked piss. And then I'll like go back and as soon as my head touches the fucking pillows, I'm like fucking Dunyan rings. I'm gone for the night. It's yeah.
Fuck me.
Well, I looked up the like the symptoms
Fuck.
or like the side effects of taking that specific medication.
Yeah.
Turns out I've been micro overdosing,
Nice.
and that's why my eyesight's blurry. It's like, go to the doctor if you have blurry vision. And I was like, really? Okay,
And you're like, no.
nice. And I'm like, no, because then the doctor will know. You know, I cannot, because then I will not have more, and I will not be able to sleep. You know.
Yeah.
So I've just been micro overdosing on muscle relaxers every now and then.
Don't do
So
that,
I've
kids.
so I've been like really,
Fuck you.
I've limited myself to the prescribed amount.
That's good.
Note how I have to say limited. God, am I a drug addict?
A little bit.
Well, no, I take 1 every night, like
Little
I'm
bit.
supposed to, because if I don't, then I get really bad nocturnal pain.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, if you take the amount you're supposed to, then no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Man, yeah, my
Fuck you.
it's really hard to
Shitting
sleep
me.
for me sometimes. Yeah, I see you fucking up. Like, the exact reason I'm prescribed muscle relaxers is because I'm scoliosed. My lumbar vertebrae are hyperextended because I have a very slight anterior tilt to my pelvis. And in non-bone speak, that means my lower back is overarched. And it's like fucking up the muscles, you know?
Uh-huh.
Because they're so tight in that area that it hurts. Like there are some days I'll lay down and it will like hurt to relax my muscles, if that makes sense, you know?
Yeah.
Like I have to relax a little bit, then tense up, and then like relax in segments, because if I don't, then it fucking hurts.
Oh my god.
And I went to the doctor about it, and they're like, man, that sucks.
You tried
Rip.
not doing that?
Yeah, have you tried taking drugs about it? And I was like, no, I haven't. Lying because I did.
Yeah.
And she's like, here, have this. And then she gave me meds, and then went to physical therapy, and that shit sucked. The guy who worked on my back, he was really nice about it, and he was kind of nerdy, so it was like fun conversation. And then he ended up having a conflict of schedule when I would come in usually. So then a woman started working on my back, and oh my fucking god, she would, like, I know it's physical therapy, and I know that, like, your back, or, like, when you have your back worked on in physical therapy, it's not supposed to be, like, a massage, you know? Like, it's not
Yeah.
supposed to feel good, it's supposed to help you. But
Yeah.
holy shit, dude, I would be like sweating. I was in so much pain. Like, I would leave and I would be fucking drenched in sweat. It was the worst shit. Um, and like she would ask if it hurt, and I would say, yeah, it hurts in this area, and she wouldn't fucking change anything. Like, she was
She'd
just
be like, damn,
taking,
that's crazy.
yeah, she'd be like, that sucks for you. And she would just keep doing the same shit. And like, I don't know if she was using like the tips of her fingers or if she was using her knuckles. Um, but it felt like someone was taking the tip of a needle or the tip of a knife
Uh,
and just scraping it over your skin so it stung and it burned, and it would hurt so bad that I would like it would hurt well into the next day.
yeah.
Like, they were fucking hard on my back. And then they just stopped calling me back for appointments, so I was like, oh no. That was around the time I went to Shipshawana and we all got sick. I
Yeah.
like called in and I was like, hey, I'm not gonna be in town for the next few days. I'll have to like reschedule my shit, you know? I
Yeah.
got a call back. They're like, okay, this day. I was like, okay, cool. But then on the Shipshawana trip, I got a sore throat from you that you got from Taryn, that Taryn got from Maddie, I think.
Yep.
That Maddie got from Teresa,
Mm-hmm.
that Teresa got from her mom, you know?
Yeah.
And then later on, my mom got it from me. It wasn't Toyotathon.
It's all fun and games until the gang be sharing diseases.
Yeah, and oh my god, I just remember waking up on that, like, what was it, like the last day, the second to last day?
Yeah, it was like the last full day we were there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I remember waking up, and I think that was the night that you said, like, or the day that you said, like, I snored, like, for the first time.
Yeah. It was like fucking loud too.
Dude, why didn't you wake me up?
Because everyone else was still asleep. I was the only one up.
Oh,
So,
okay.
like, I wasn't gonna fucking wake you up. I was the only one it was affecting, and I don't really give a shit, so.
Yeah, you woke me up, and I didn't believe you, not because I was like, I don't snore, but because, like, genuinely, like, I don't snore. Like, I
Yeah.
have never snored. And I was like, oh, that's weird. And then, like, my sore throat set in. It's
Yeah.
like, fuck. So that's why I was snoring, because my fucking shit was jacked.
Um.
And then, you know, like, what?
No, no, you go.
Oh, and that was just like the end of the story. I came home, and I was sick as shit. And I called my physical therapy place, and I was like, hey, I can't come in. I caught a bug while I was out. Uh, and then I didn't get a voicemail back. They never called me back, so I was like, oh well, fuck
Super
it, I guess.
professional.
Yeah, really cool. They were also like, I don't know, like the place I went to is API. It's like a chain of like,
Yeah.
you know, physical therapy.
Yeah.
Like this, um, I forgot like what it is. It's like, I guess a brand standard is all the people there are really friendly, and I guess some people would find comfort in that, but I walk in and it feels very manufactured and fake, and it really put me on edge, you
Yeah.
know? I would like people to be nice to me of their own volition, not
Right,
because
not-
their workplace says that they're going to be nice to you.
Yeah, not because their job depends on it.
Yeah, I really fucking hated that, and I'm kind of happy they didn't call me back, because I was talking, because my mom went to the same place for her physical therapy, because she had, I don't know, oh, she, like, fucked up her knee at work.
Yeah.
And I was like, this would make me really uncomfortable, and she was like, don't go, and I was like, but I gotta, and then they stopped me from gotta, so, you know, whatever.
Gotti.
Anyway, continue your thing.
Have you ever experienced the joy that is sleep paralysis?
A few times. It's been a really long time, but yeah.
Okay, let's talk about it, because whenever you know the golden rule, whenever you talk about sleep paralysis, that night you're gonna have it.
Really?
Yeah, have you never heard of that before?
No.
No, that's the thing that, like, with everyone who, like, pretty commonly has it that I know, you'll go through stints of not having it, but if you talk about it with someone, then you'll have it that night.
Oh, so it's like the sleep version of the game. You know,
ask Gilbert.
You talk about it
it's
and you
the
lose.
same. He'll say the same thing.
Hmm.
But fucking, so like, was it chronic for you, or was it just like a few times out of nowhere?
It was a few times out of nowhere.
Okay. I
And one of them might have just been a hallucination for me, but I have hallucinations anyway.
used to have it like all the fucking time.
Really? Did you have a demon?
Yes.
Ooh.
So
Describe it.
one of them that was pretty common would just be like kind of a mix between sleep paralysis and also a nightmare. Where like I was awake but I was experiencing things in like a third person poison
They're poison.
point of view kinda. So
Okay.
like I'd be laying in bed just kind of looking about and like I'd be looking at my door but like not through my eyes. It was kind of like I was standing in front of the door looking at the door, you know? And what?
Skidlow is here. He's flapping on me.
Dude,
Skidlow.
I can actually hear him.
You can?
Yeah.
You can hear him flapping?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was landing on my arm and shit. Hi, Skidlow.
Hi, Skidlow.
That's my son. Okay, continue.
And the door would just start fucking violently shaking, and there was not feet but shadows under the door, like someone was standing there, you know?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that was one of the most common ones, and then another one would be in my closet, not Taryn's, because you know I had two closets.
Yeah.
Which is the one that was next to the bed at the time. I would wake
They're
up.
both next to the bed.
Yeah, but one of them's like right where your head is, and then the other one's kind of down by your feet.
Yeah, okay, I get you.
Like, fuck me. I would wake up, and then, okay, like, I wouldn't see anything, but I would know it was there. I'd know there was something in the closet.
Yeah.
And I could talk with him. And like we just kind of talked about shit. He was actually kind of chill.
What would you talk about?
What would we talk about? You know, that's an excellent question.
Yeah.
I can't really remember any of the conversations we would have. Because, like, we never... It was just kind of, like, stuff that was going on in, like, my life, you know? Like, it was probably, like, me talking to my subconscious, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
But then... So, like... You know, because I never saw it except for in the third one I would have, I can't say for certain, but, like, the feeling was there that this was all the same thing during all my sleep paralysis, right? Like, all my hallucinations were supposed to be the same thing. The third one I would have, which was actually very rare, it only ever happened a couple of times, it would be on top of me in bed, and I would have, like,
a little bit.
my elbow in its mouth, blood dripping down my elbow, because it's, like, biting into it.
Was it like a person?
So it was a humanoid.
Okay.
It had, like, black sunken pits for eyes.
Okay.
Its skin was, like, dark gray, like if you imagine, like, someone who had lived without any light for, like, a decade. And it had, its mouth was like a circle, like a perfect circle, full of, like, needle teeth.
Oh, shit. Oh, like that cat from Flapjack.
Exactly.
Okay.
And it would just be me, like, it's trying to fucking push down and get past my arm so that it can, like, actually get at me, and then me holding it up so that it couldn't. And that would be, like, the whole thing.
Dude, he was just talking to you about life problems. He wants to eat you?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
And my way of, like, kind of looking at that was always like, okay, so when there's something that I'm, like, not wanting to admit to myself, that's when it would be behind the door. Because, like, that's, like, it's there, it's right there, but you just won't look at it, you know? And then, like, when everything's just going chill in life, he would be there behind the door. And then when I was like super stressed out or something was fucked up, that's the times I would have where he would be above me.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, that fucking sucked. But I haven't actually had sleep paralysis in a while now, so let's see how that goes tonight. We'll report back about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Um, I
Fuck.
have never. Okay, so as I've stated multiple times, I grew up having hallucinations. I just didn't know what they were. When I was a real small kid, I'm talking like first grade, kindergarten,
Mm-hmm.
I was upstairs at my grandpa's house, uh, and my mom and my brother was asleep in another room. My mom and my grandpa were downstairs. They were watching TV. It was like late for me, but for them it was probably like 10 o'clock, like
Yeah.
so little kid late. Um, and I remember like laying up and feeling like sleep paralysis. I couldn't move.
Right.
And I remember hearing just like a fucking like deafening chorus of voices all saying my name,
Mm-hmm.
and like they were like people, like they were, none of them were people I knew. I just heard like, it felt like the room was full of people trying to talk to me.
Yeah.
It was fucking insane. And I remember like, I had had hallucinations at that point and they didn't really bother me too much, but that one was so new and so like it freaked me out so bad that as soon as I could move,
Mm-hmm.
I ran my ass downstairs, and I like wasn't crying, but I was very obviously distressed. Hey, it's a little guy. But I was very obviously distressed.
Yeah.
What? um and my mom and my grandpa were like, "What's wrong? Like, did you have a bad dream?" And I told them, and I think my like most common go-to explanation, because I was a little kid and I didn't know what hallucinations were, was I would say like ghosts.
Yeah.
So a lot as a kid, I would talk
Fuck.
about like a ghost touched my shoulder or a ghost said my name.
Yeah.
Um, and it like was just kind of a thing in my immediate family that I would talk about ghosts now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that like it's hard to explain like the memory of just like, you remember that episode, okay, so you remember that episode of SpongeBob where Squidward's in like purgatory or whatever, and like all of these voices are saying alone.
Yeah.
It starts out as one, but then it becomes everywhere.
Yeah.
It was that, but it was my name.
Okay.
And I was just barely past being a toddler.
Mm-hmm.
It freaked me out. Um, like it was like the scariest fucking rapture in the world. Um, and yeah, like that was one time. Man, God, that fucked me up. That was a really bad one. Like as a kid, like it fucked me up as a kid. Like I got over it pretty fast.
Yeah.
And then another hallucination I had was pretty recent. It was what was it? It was the summer of 2020. Um, it was when I was really like in my head about like my bad summer, like all that shit that was going on for me.
Yeah. Fuck me.
Uh, and it was that hallucination, that voice, that I actually ended up having a conversation. Well, conversation. It wasn't like a fucking answer to all life's problems. It was me the day before we were supposed to go on the first camping trip.
Right.
I woke up one morning, I didn't want to get out of bed, and I was just laying in bed, and I hear something say, like, I hear it with my ears, or what
Yes.
I thought. I hear it say, like, get up, you have shit to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't verbally respond, but I thought, without even, like, thinking that this was not a real thing, I said, no, I don't want to get up. And it said, no, you have to get up. You need to do your laundry for the trip tomorrow.
Right.
And then that's when it clicked. Like, no one is talking to me right now. And I responded after it clicked, and I was like, but I don't want to get up. And then, like, as soon as I realized that it wasn't real, it stopped. And that was insane to me, because I laid there and I was like, holy shit, I had a hallucination and I thought it was fucking real. And
Mm-hmm.
then that immediately made my fucking like I guess, mental health worse because I thought I was like succumbing, to like my hallucinations and shit.
Yeah.
So I immediately like just fucking ragged on myself for being like this insane person.
Mm-hmm.
Like like something I shouldn't have done. But
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. Like I'm really fucking losing my mind. Like the fucking at my low point and then having a fucking like great, what was it, like 3 4 days with
Right.
friends on like my first fucking like, I think that was like my
What the
first
fuck?
like little vacation that wasn't with family, like
Uh-huh.
the first time I like went and did shit just with buddies. I was like, fuck. And then I had that fucking just serotonin dump from hanging out with you guys for days on end and experiencing all this new shit and going to new places.
Yeah.
And then I got back and I was like, oh, so this is what it's like wanting to kill myself. I forgot about it for 4 days, I was
Yeah.
like, fuck. And then it happened again and I was happy again. And then I came back and I was like, it is time to put my clown mask back on. I was like, fuck. But man, that was weird, like having a conversation with something that wasn't real. That was
Um,
bizarre.
I think like the closest I've ever been to experiencing something like that, like in waking, like in dreams, I have shit like that happen all the time where, I'll talk with things that are in the dreams and like I'm having actual conversations with them.
Yeah.
Like, like my fucking sleep paralysis thing I was talking about. But the summer of my freshman year, I somehow ended up on this fucked sleep schedule where I would be awake from like 8 p.m. to
Yeah.
like 8 in the morning, and then I'd sleep from 8 in the morning till 8 p.m.
Jesus.
So like I'd go weeks without seeing anybody. I can't. What the fuck? Without
Yeah,
seeing
that'll
anybody,
fuck with ya.
without talking to anybody, without leaving my house.
Jesus.
And like it got to the point where I'm not getting good sleep during this because like I already wasn't. Fuck wad. I'm not. Fuck me, dude. Do I need to be Big Mario? I think I can be Small Mario for this. But yeah, I was fucking getting to the point where like I was seeing shit.
Yeah.
Because I was just so sleep deprived and far removed from like the real world.
Yeah.
Like I remember, you know what a brook horse is?
No. What is
Okay,
that?
you know what a kelpie is?
Oh, yeah.
Essentially the same thing.
I thought you said brick horse. Yeah, I know what a brick horse is.
Okay, but like brook horses look not humanoid, but almost kind of like humanized-ish,
Yeah.
So like my room was in the basement at that point. I remember walking into my room and I always kept a blanket covering the one window that went outside so like the light wouldn't shine in and fucking wake me up in the morning.
Yeah.
And the blanket was off the wall and there was a brook horse with a lantern peering through my window and smiling at me.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
God, yeah, like not being around people
That'll get you.
that like I feel like, so we all know what happened last year.
Yes.
I feel like okay, so I was, I guess, I was living somewhere, but I was technically homeless.
Mhm.
I didn't, like, for the viewers who don't know, I was technically homeless. And me and my mom and my brother, we were just essentially like we were living with a family member. And the family member very quickly did not want us there, even though like we said like we were evicted. We had to put all our money into getting all of our shit out and into paying a storage so we could continue having our shit,
Right.
And then there was a lot of fuckery on that end. Well then, the thing happened.
Mm-hmm.
and we were suddenly stuck in a house with two people that I know hated me. And that, not being around people, not being around like you and Taryn and Max at the time, was fucking me over. And then uh being like seeing daily a person that like only looked at me with contempt, just like the I can't really describe what it was like. Like, I'm gonna sound like such a pansy of like, I'm stressed. Like, it was so severe that I, in that like span of probably like February of that year to around August,
Mm-hmm.
I had lost 30 pounds.
Jesus.
I wasn't eating. I was pretty much just drinking water, and I was living off of one sandwich every day. And it like I was just sleeping. I would say altogether I was eating less than 300 calories a day, and I lost weight. And then I started entering periods of psychosis,
Yeah.
and that like it is so weird. The only way I'm able like to describe what psychosis feels like is, it sounds so stupid, but this is genuinely, at least for me, it's different for everyone, I think, probably, but like it's just you have no real thoughts. You're thinking about a lot of stuff at once, but you can't pick out one thought, and it's just like microwave humming in your head. That's how fast everything is moving. It's just a constant hum of activity, and you can't pick out one thing, and none of it's good. And you're just standing, and like you're hallucinating, and you like lose where you are in time and space, and like the physical world gets kind of fuzzy. For me, like I would dissociate really hard, so I would be in my body, but it would feel like I was floating above myself, you
Fuck.
know?
Yeah.
It was bizarre.
Next time we're like 8 minutes over.
Yeah, I
Next
suppose
time
this time.
on Mario
I am
64.
better now, by the way.
Um.
I hate
Next
these platforms.
next time, sex number stars.
Don't we already have? Oh, we don't.